everyone. I'm Cassandra. I'm one of the founders and the CEO of Homeroom. If you have children that are in elementary school today, I think you'll be very interested in what we're doing. So in America today, dual income homes are the norm. When we're talking about just K through 5, that's 16 million children living in homes where both parents are working. For these working families, after-school programs are an expensive necessity. 5.5 million kids are going to enroll in an after-school program, and their parents are going to spend about $4,000 annually. It's really important to note here, we are not talking about extracurricular activities. 70% of the spend is happening at the school site, and the other 30% is happening at community centers like the YMCA, the Boys and Girls Club. While that $22 billion market is large, it's actually even bigger. For every child enrolled in a program, there are 2 kids that want access to one. Let's talk a little bit about why. I'm going to go back really quickly. The reason it is difficult for providers is to serve these families is it's really hard to get in front of parents. If you're a parent, you know this. You're busy. How do you hear about offerings? You hear about it word of mouth or from trusted sources like your school. If you're a new provider, or as we call them, vendors, wanting to serve these parents, you can't rely on word of mouth. You don't have a program yet. And unless you know how to use schools to do your marketing, it is really hard to start your program. What we do is we bring this large, inefficient, fragmented market online, and we do it by cost-effectively acquiring and retaining parents. And we do that by building software for after-school enrichment programs. So today, as a parent, you're going to have 2 offerings. You're going to have an aftercare program where your children are going to play, do homework, and also get a snack. You're going to have enrichment classes. These are third-party individuals coming onto campus to lead specific classes. So you see a lot of STEM classes, music classes, art classes. And as a PTA, what's happening across public schools is they're actually the ones organizing this. The average PTA is organizing about $100,000 worth of after-school classes. And it all culminates into what you see here. They set up the season, they find the vendors, they bring them. And parents get this Google Doc where they can see what are all the offerings available to them and then how to enroll. And look, it's great. You have these great things, they're convenient, they're on campus, but what's really hard is it's a really broken purchasing experience. You have some requesting online and PayPal, and others asking you to send in a check with a flyer. We build intuitive software designed for every stakeholder in this experience. As a PTA, you come onto Homeroom, you set up your season, you invite your vendors, and now your parents have a very seamless checkout experience. They can see all the classes and book all at once. But here's the thing, these after-school organizers, they are the secret to unlocking this market. This market is so fragmented, and they are aggregators of this fragmentation. For every PTA that comes on, we get 115 parents and 12 new vendors into our marketplace. And we have found that spending money to acquire these PTAs is worth the investment. We spend about $1,500. When you break that down to a per-parent rate, the rate per parent is $14. And within the first season on Homeroom, they spend $412 with us. But what we have particularly noticed, and what's super interesting, is that vendors are bringing us to new schools. So we talked about this. A PTA comes on, they bring us their vendors, they bring us their parents. But those vendors teach at other schools, and they love the experience so much with Homeroom. It has completely streamlined their businesses as well, that they are referring us into other schools in their community that they teach at. About 1/4 of the schools today on Homeroom have come from a vendor referral. And look, we're still really early in this process. The product went live 8 months ago. In those 8 months, we've registered 3,000 parents. They've booked over 8,000 classes, and they have spent over $1.6 million through the platform. We have an incredible team dedicated to this. We used to run after-school programs, and so we really understand the nuances within this space. And then Christina, my co-founder, is a former teacher, and so her classroom experience just leads us to build these non-obvious products that our schools really love. We are fortunate. We're backed by incredible investors and advisors that we've loved working with. Today, we actually recently closed a round led by Forerunner and Felicia, so while we're not raising, if you're interested in what we're doing, here are 3 ways you can support us. The first is if you're a parent, bring us to your school. We'd love to help support that experience if you want a better purchasing experience. Secondly, refer great candidates. We're hiring product managers, engineers, customer support people. If they're passionate about this, we'd love to hear from them. And then lastly, if you know a PTA or a supervisor that's really interested in leveling up their experience, send them our way too. We'd love to talk with them. Thank you.